What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I'm going to do my prediction for the Florida Gators versus the Utah Utes. This is going to be a good matchup, guys. We just find out some news that our quarterback, Cam Rising, is not going to play in this matchup. So uh, some players going to have to step up in his absence. And I'm just go ahead and get into it. And let's speak on Utah. Utah, really, really good team. They're ranked. In my opinion, one of the best, Pac-12 teams these last couple of years. Uh, kind of remind me like a SEC team. They play really, really good defense and really, really physical, team. And it's going to be a good matchup. Like I said, Utah is probably not going to play Cam Rising as their quarterback. He uh, had an ACL injury last season when he played against, the Penn State Knitting Lions in the bowl game, and I think he still has a nagging injury. But this is going to be a good matchup. Last year, Florida was able to beat Utah 29-26 at home in the swamp. And this time, the Florida Gators got to go on the road to Utah to play a very, very talented Utah team. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this matchup. Utah, really, really good team. Um, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this matchup. I'm going to read off the player stats for the team. Really, really good team. Now, of course, Utah doesn't have running back Tavion Thomas. He's gone on, has left the program. But now they have Micah Bernard, who I think is going to step up and be a good running back for the team. He got 533 yards last season on 106 carries. Average 5 yards a carry, so really, really good running back, and got 4 touchdowns. They also have Jaquindon Jackson at running back with 78 carries for 531 yards, averaging 6.8 yards per carry, and he got 9 touchdowns. So Utah's going to be fine at running the ball, guys. Like I said, very physical team, and I think the running back's going to help out the quarterback position. I think Bryson Barnes, they're saying, might be the quarterback. Doesn't have that much experience. Um, he has 37 completions with 57 attempts for 430 yards, completion percentage of 64.9. He has a 7.5 yard passing average, and he has 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So he's going to definitely probably be the guy to step up for Cameron Rising. Should have some experience, playing behind, Cameron Rising, being in the quarterback room with him. I'm pretty sure he bounced ideas off of him. So can he step up in a big game like this? It's going to be interesting to see at home. Also, they have Nate Johnson, who's a freshman, doesn't have, much experience at all. So it's probably going to be Bryson Barnes at quarterback. But like I said, with Micah Bernard and Jaquindon Jackson, helping him out, that should help the offense out. Now, at receiver, they no longer have Dalton Kincaid. I think he's with the Bills, if I'm not mistaken now. A really talented tight end, but they also have Devon Vale, who could come in. He got 695 yards receiving. He was averaging 12.6 yards reception. He has 5 touchdowns. So definitely probably going to be the guy to step up for Utah. But Utah definitely has a lot of guys that can step up. They also have Money Parks. He has 414 yards, 2 touchdowns. So this Utah team is talented. They have the wide receivers and the guys to step up, to help them out. On defense, they have Cole Bishop coming back. He has, if I'm not mistaken, he has 83 total tackles, one and a half sacks, 3 pass defenders, 1 interception. So definitely experienced guy on their team. This Utah team, they also have Zamiah Vaughn, has 9 pass defenders. So don't sleep on this Utah defense. Utah is very, very good defensively. They've been that way the last couple of seasons. Their head coach does a phenomenal job uh, coaching them up. They consistently put out a great defense, and like I said, they're physical. So uh, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the matchup with Florida Gators, and really, really tough defense. for Utah that Florida is going to have to be able to deal with. Now I'm gonna switch over to the Florida Gators. Of course, they no longer have Anthony Richardson. He's in the NFL now. So they went in the transfer portal. Billy Napier went in the transfer portal and brought in Graham Mertz from Wisconsin. Now, in my opinion, Graham Mertz um, wasn't really that did too well while he was at Wisconsin. Um, he's definitely going to have to step up, for the Florida Gators. How much will he step up? It's going to be interesting. Like I said, going on the road to Utah is going to be a tough task. He has experience though, uh, but he hasn't done too well in his experience that he's gotten. So, but he does bring experience to the team. Um, he had 32 starts and 34 career games with the Badgers. So he tallied 5,405 yards and had 38 touchdowns over 3 seasons while he was at, Wisconsin, completing 60% of his passes. So definitely going to have to step up in this matchup for the Florida Gators to have a chance. Um, like I said, Utah is really, really good on all facets of their defense. So it's going to have to be able to find some holes in their defense to be able to keep up with the Utah Utes. Now, Utah is a fact I just noticed about. Utah has won 14 straight games and is 25-1 in the last 26 in Salt Lake City. So, like I said, Florida's got an uphill battle, but Florida's pretty good as well. Florida has scored 436 consecutive games dating back to 1988. That's an NCAA record. So, Florida should be able to score in this game, but it's going to be tough. This Utah defense is really, really good in run defense. And that's interesting that I don't mention that because Florida was really, really good at running the ball last season. They had a really, really good offensive line and a good run game with Anthony Richardson and their running back. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. Like I said, Florida averaged 5.5 yards per carry last season, finishing the best team rushing average since 2009 and the fourth best highest in program history. But like I said, it won't be too easy to run on Utah's defense. They're pretty good at stopping the run. As a matter of fact, Utah held 7-point opponents to fewer than 100 rushing yards last season. And they finished second in the Pac-12 in rushing defense. So it's going to be strength on, strength. Florida's really, really good running the ball last season, but Utah is really, really good at stopping the run. So something's going to have to give. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Now, speaking of, Florida, like I said, probably Graham Mercer is going to have to be able to step up. But like I said, Florida's running game, Montrell Johnson Jr. and Trevor Etienne, two-headed monster. They're probably two of the best running back duos in college football. And here's a stat right here. They were 15 running back duos in the FBS to rush for more than 700 yards apiece last season. So, man, this is going to be a good matchup, guys. Like I said, with Cam Rising not being the quarterback, it's going to be very, very interesting. And I think this matchup is going to be a lot closer than a lot of people predicted initially. Now, if I had to give my prediction for this matchup, this is a tough one, guys. Florida, if they can somehow get a run game going in this matchup and then keep, Utah's defense honest with the passing game with Graham Mercer at the helm, Florida could pull this off, But if I had to give my prediction, I'm picking Utah. And the reason why, it's hard to play on the road anywhere in college football. Florida's going to have to travel all the way to Utah. And the matchup was close last season. Florida beat them 29-26. And I know Utah wants to right their wrongs. But what makes this matchup so interesting is, the unknown at, quarterback, especially with Bourne potentially starting for Utah. So, but I'm going to pick the Utah Utes to win this matchup. I don't know a prediction. can't give a score, but I think Utah is going to pull this off. They're ranked. Florida's not even ranked right now. And Florida has a lot of question marks. They're very, very talented. Don't get me wrong. Uh, it just, can Graham Mertz, get the job done? And in a situation like this, it's going to be interesting. I could be totally wrong, but I think Utah is going to pull it out. But what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And once again, guys, if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Thanks, guys, and roll tide.